Hey guys, Ike here from Mike'sOutdoors.com. We're in the shop today to do a review on the suspension NXT from Gerber. Okay, so I am not a guy that carries a multi-tool, and here recently I found myself wanting to carry one and needing one, but I didn't want to go out and spend a bunch of money on something that I bought multi-tools in the past and they've just ended up in the drawer somewhere or stuck in a backpack somewhere. Because I didn't like carrying one on my belt. So I didn't want to spend a lot of money on something, and I wanted something that would go in my pocket. That's what the things that I wanted. So I found this Gerber NXT, suspension NXT for $29.95 at Lowe's. And I really liked all the features on it. But the main thing I liked is it fits in your pocket. It has a clip right here, and it will actually go in your pocket, and it will go deep in your pocket. So it feels like you're carrying two knives, or at least for me, the size of knives that I carry. But overall, it's not bad to carry in your pocket. Folds out. You got a set of needle nose pliers. You got a set of your standard pliers, and you've got a wire cutter down there. And you can tell by looking at these things, they're filthy dirty because I have been using these for the past couple weeks, and I am really surprised at how much I use these, and I'm really surprised at how good these Gerber suspension NXTs have been. I'm going to bring the camera over here to the bench and just put this down on the bench and show you all the tools that this has, and we'll use a few of them here, and that's why we're on my workbench here, so we can use a few of them and show you how well this thing works, how each feature of this thing, how well each feature of this thing works. Okay, so these are spring-loaded pliers, which I really like. These have the needle nose on the front with a little bit of texture out there. These have your regular pliers, and these have the wire cutters. Wire cutters work really good for your just standard size gauge of wire that you're going to have around the house. The plier feature on these is actually pretty impressive. I've used these a couple times around the house, and I have no issue with them wanting to slip or wanting to have issues when you're tightening something up. You can see there they have no problem even on that bolt. They didn't try to round off the head or anything like that. I've used it for several different things around the house to tighten up some different bolts, and been really happy with those plier features on there. The other thing that I really like, there's your pocket clip, and like I said, it sets down deep, so this goes into your pocket and does not show a whole lot sticking out of the top. That was one of the biggest features that I wanted. The other big feature that I wanted and liked about this was that these lock out. So there's your scissors, which actually cut pretty good. You can see there, I mean, I have no issue cutting paper, cutting cloth, cutting, t-shirts, things like that around the house. The scissors, I use them mostly for fishing. Have no issues with them cutting fishing line. But the nice thing about these is these lock in place, and if you pull out multiple, it locks both of them in place. So I like that feature of it. The unlock button is right there, and you can unlock and fold those in. So you have a pair of scissors. You have a bottle opener with a small screwdriver on there. You have a can opener. I believe that's what this is, and a bottle opener is in the back. And then you have the knife blade. Now, I normally don't like a knife blade with a serrated edge on it, but for something like this, a multi-tool, I do like that serrated edge. So I can cut with it. I can use it for different things. This is a very, very sharp blade, and I like the serrated blade for doing different things around the house. This is the factory edge that's still on here, and I haven't sharpened it up, and I've been using it for a week or so, and the knife is the feature that I use the most, and it's still razor or still shaving sharp. It could use touched up for sure, but really happy with Gerber's knives and Gerber's edge that they put on all the Gerber knives that I have. Again, we have a Phillips head here, and this actually fits into a standard screw. So this is a number 2 head, and it fits in there, and I've actually drove screws with this, and drove screws in and drove screws out with this thing, taking screws out with this thing, and have no issues with that Phillips head wanting to slip. So it actually fits, and it's actually pretty useful. So I like the Phillips head feature of it. It's probably what I use second most. Now, they do have a lot of flat heads on here, and a lot of the flat heads, I mean, you just don't use flat head a whole lot. So or I don't anyway, but there are a lot of flathead features on here. Here's an awl, and another thing here is you have a file on here, a rasp, Actually, I'm sorry, a file, not a raft. It works okay. It works really good for around fishing and things like that. I mean, you can see it's not taking off a massive amount of wood, but for small projects and in a bind, it will work. On the back side of it, you have a measuring device, which is in centimeters and inches. Again, something that I won't use a whole lot. That would be good if you were reading a map or something like that. But other than that, I probably won't use that a whole lot. But it has a wire stripper on here somewhere too that I actually have used and really ended up liking. I think it was on... Oh, I didn't show you guys the large flathead. There's the wire stripper. So we have a large flathead on here as well, and this actually has a wire stripper feature on it. And what you do with this, if I've got enough wire here, is basically put it on there and then use it like a knife. You'd push it away from you and it will strip the wire. It's hard to do with a small piece of wire, but it's really sharp and does an excellent job. I've actually used that a few times and like that feature of that. The scar that I have right here on my hand is from doing that same thing and doing it with a knife blade, and it's slipping and me cutting myself. So I really like that wire stripper feature of it. So for around the house and on the farm and doing things like that, it has a lot of really useful tools on it. Okay, so there's the features on this NXT, suspension NXT, and like I said, I've been using it for a couple weeks, and I took it over to the range where I hunt, and used it on a day when I took a lawnmower over there to put in a food plot. Used it several times there. I actually had to take my tags off when I went to the DMV the other day and grabbed this and took my tags off with it. Done all kinds of little projects around the house, and I've been really impressed with it, and it's saved me from having to run and grab a screwdriver or run and grab a pair of pliers or run and grab a wire stripper. And I always carry a knife with me, so I've got my knife blade on me, and it just is a really handy, really useful tool. And for $30, I'm really impressed with it, and it's become my everyday carry. I almost always I always carry a knife with me, but I almost always get these multi-tools, and I don't like them carrying them on my belt, and I don't like them putting them in my pocket because, you know, I like something with a belt clip on it, and I haven't seen very many with a belt clip on it. So I like this one because it sits in my pocket with the belt clip on there, and it doesn't take up a lot of room in my pocket, and it's handy, it's useful, and it seems like it's pretty well made. So pretty impressed with this thing overall. We'll put a link to Gerber's website so you can check this thing out and get more information on it there. And for more product reviews, how-to videos, you can check out our website, ikesoutdoors.com. You can also follow us on social media under Ike's Outdoors, and please be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell down below. Appreciate you guys watching.